Alright guys, welcome back to HP Plus podcast number 2. I'm back with Harrison and Nick, and there's been a lot of news this week, so we kind of wanted to cover that real quick and then dive into some topics a little bit later. So the main topics will be the new console stats and just the overall console climate. It's a good segment title. Anyway, then we're going to go over the Video Game Awards, which just took place, and Harrison, I think, watched all of it?
No.
Okay. Well, I watched some of it. Did you watch?
I watched most of it.
You watched most of it, so we with our combined power.
I watched most of it too.
Between the three of us, we've seen all of it.
Plenty. Thank you. And then the final topic will be over PSX and how that's related to Final Fantasy VII Remake. So, yeah, cool. Anyway, so let's get to the news real quick. So, this Tuesday, episode Ignis drops, which is the last DLC chapter this year, because they say they're going to make more next year. Episode Arden and some others, but the Ignis one looks pretty cool, and I'm very excited to play it. And there was this little trailer today about how he makes food on the fly now. Did you see that?
No.
Whoa. Yeah, I got some good panelists here tonight.
Are you saying you leveled up his cooking skills?
Yeah, you do it on the field, and it's like, it looks ridiculous, but it kind of makes sense. It's campy.
And Mitsuda made some contributions.
Yes, he did. He did. I think he did 4 songs, 3 or 4, and I'm looking forward to playing it. I do think it'll probably be the best DLC chapter because you're going to get a lot of context for Ravis, which motives were unclear.
Remind us all who Ravis is.
Ravis was Luna Freya's brother, who is just in what you had to fight him in chapter 13, where he was all mutated by Arden. Yeah. He's an expert. He knows exactly what's going on. But anyway, so his motives are kind of unclear, and this is supposed to flesh that out and make it make sense. Make it make sense. So I'm really excited about that. Hopefully it's cool. Then also the Lost Sphere demo dropped recently, and that is Tokyo RPG Factory's second game. Now they're a Square subsidiary. They set up another little RPG company, very small, to make these kind of pseudo indie games, and they're kind of throwbacks to 90s style RPGs, and it looks really cool. And I Am Setsuna was their first game, which Harrison played a nice chunk of.
I got to play some of it, and I really enjoyed it. It was one of the first games I got on the Switch, just because I really like my Switch, and I wanted to play more games, and that game looked really cool. So I got pretty into it, and I got distracted by other games, Breath of the Wild, but it was really good, and I would have continued to finish it, but I very much got distracted by another game. So
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you are the Switch meister. You buy every game possible for the Switch that looks like it could be good.
Yeah. I don't have 1-2 Switch, not to say it's a bad game, but hey, I don't know.
Yeah.
It looks kind of silly.
Yeah.
But some people enjoy things like that. But yeah, Switch is fun. I like taking games on the go, playing in my bedroom, playing on the toilet. You play wherever you want.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands.
Yeah. Alright, so Lost Sphere, hopefully it's cool. It kind of has some Chrono-y elements to it, you restore chunks of land that are lost memories, and it's got a nice old active time battle system, but it involves movement, so you can move the characters around. So that looks interesting. And then another thing that excited me this week was the Xenogears 20th anniversary concert, which is happening in April. I believe it's April 4th, 5th. It's 2 nights in Japan. Come to the United States. And I'm really excited for that because it's celebrating a game that I'm glad Square is propping up again. And Mitsuda made a big post about it on Facebook and was like, everyone wants a remake. And I was like, yeah, no shit. So, yeah, I think that could be really cool. And I know Nick loves Xenogears, and to bring that back into the fold is kind of exciting.
It would definitely be an interesting project for him and Square to undertake. That's...
Really?
I think it would be really hard for them to adapt a game like that to the standards of 2018
for sure
RPG development. It would have to be very big and very he adapted it, or he wanted to sort of repurpose that story in Xenosaga, which he imagined to be a 6-part series. So yeah, to try to tackle that again would be ambitious to say the least.
And also, it's, if they were to undertake that, it would be pretty complicated. Like, it would, if 7 Remake is going to be 3 games, Xenogears has a longer story than that. So if they were going to make it AAA standards, they would really have to make a series. And yeah, I would love to see it happen. And I think that if any game is due a remake, it's that, just because it was incomplete in a sense, because the last third, you could tell the budget ran out essentially. So I hope that they revisit that, because that would be splendid for us. And another little exciting thing for the Kingdom Hearts people out there is that Hikaru Utada's father, now she is the one who did Simple and Clean and Sanctuary, the theme songs for the first 2 Kingdom Hearts games. And her father pretty much confirmed that she's going to be returning for the 3rd game. And I love those songs. I know he liked Sanctuary when he was living in Savannah.
I used to listen to Sanctuary a lot while making art, and it was that and like
it inspired a masterpiece.
One-Winged Angel, and I make things.
Are there any other pieces that you could point out right now that maybe you worked on?
Not in screen, but they're around us. Just we can't look at them.
Yeah. Well, you'll be seeing some other artworks by Harrison if they meet the standard. Anyway, next piece of news.
There's nothing in frame?
Yeah.
Right now?
Well, this one. I made that.
This is cool. This is cool.
There we go.
Harrison knows I love Vivi, and he made me this, and it was a very nice gift. And
well, I think you paid for it.
I did pay for it.
People have to pay for the things I do. It's
well, sometimes people do nice things.
Well, I know.
I forget that you
Christmas and birthdays are, but otherwise I gotta make it.
Yeah. I mean, like, I loved when I got that in 2013. It was so awesome of him. Haven't got one since. So, yeah.
There's been other things, but hey.
Yeah. And then another little bit of news is that World of Final Fantasy, which came out before 15 last year, is getting kind of a sub-franchise, which is exciting. It sold 1 million copies and was successful, so I'm glad that they're kind of continuing that style. And I know Harrison loved it.
I thought it was a lot of fun.
Nick didn't play it.
I've been wanting to play it.
Yeah, I've been wanting to play it. It's on the list. Yeah.
I thought the art style on that was fun, just because it was different, and I can see how they can take it to like a phone game or.
Yeah, they're coming out with one in Japan in a week. A phone game. Melee Milu, something like that.
And I think that would be a fun little thing to have, because they're also doing that thing with 15 where they're making that into a phone game. Is that right?
I got a new phone recently. I got a S8, and it came preloaded on it actually.
Wait, a Final Fantasy phone game? Really?
Yeah, it was a 15 mobile game. I'm trying to remember what it's called.
Oh wait, a new Empire?
Oh wait, yeah, that's what it is.
Oh my god, you've been hacked.
Yeah.
That's probably the worst.
They pulled a U2 on me.
That's the worst thing Square's ever done, is make that mining hack game. But hopefully they use the profits to make wonderful games in the future. Anyways, so that brings us to our main topic. So tonight, we want to talk about the console wars and just kind of where things are and how it's relative to the past and where it might go in the future. So, anyway, we just learned that the PlayStation 4 had another stellar year and has reached 70 million consoles sold, which is pretty crazy because the lifespan, I think they're almost at what the PS3 sold in its entire lifetime. And PS1 sold like 100 million, the Wii was like 102 million. So it looks like it's probably going to eclipse that. But PlayStation 2 sold 155 million. Don't think it's going to get there. So
well, yeah. PS2 was around for a while though. When was the last?
How many PS2s did you own?
Exactly.
I own 3. What was the Japanese?
I think I have in my possession at my house 2 of them at least.
I know I have 2 that don't work.
And they don't
because
work.
I kept buying more because at one point planned obsolescence, it stopped working on me.
Yeah.
And so I got another one, and I think I broke it playing Guitar Hero, and then I had to get another one. So I got at least 3 of them.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that was just one of the most successful video game consoles in recent memory, aside from the Wii. Like
all the great games for PS2, and just like you're right, it was what it came out in like 99, 2000, and they're still making games for it like 2008, I want to say. So that's a long time. So we're only 4 years into PS4. So, but if you doubled it, that would be 140. But who knows? So, but yeah, man, like that's crazy that PS4 has reached that high.
Yeah.
And I'm glad they have, because there's been great games for PS4, and as far as we're concerned, I think I can speak collectively that they have the best first party titles, especially compared to Xbox. So
well, who do you think is winning the console war? And it is a war.
It's a
Don't miss
It's all out war.
It's all out war. It's so brutal.
Talk about that.
Spoilers.
Walking Dead.
Yeah. That was a crazy episode tonight. What's gonna happen to the character has an R in the name? So anyway, Reginald. Yes. But yeah, but speaking
who's
of
winning the console
war? Like PS4, obviously. I think so. But we have a newcomer on the scene, just like in Smash Brothers.
A new challenger.
Yeah, that's right. And it's the Switch, and it's projected to sell 14 million in its first year, which is pretty awesome. And that, I think, gets to, if not eclipses, the Wii U's.
It does, because it was 13 million that the Wii U sold.
Yeah.
And if it gets to 14
in like a
million,
5-year lifespan.
Yeah, that's the entire time that
What did the Wii do? So the Wii was like
102.
102 million.
Yeah, 102 million.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, it has a ways to go. The Wii was like a phenomenon. And I feel like the Switch, like, kind of feels like that's in the air a little bit back.
It could be.
It could be.
Like, the thing that I think that they're trying to make it like a new handheld without saying it's their new handheld, so they trick people kind of like, well, you just bought a handheld, haha. But it's also, I think, when it is to that point, and I can speak to this for my girlfriend and I both have a Switch, so we're a 2-Switch household. And I think that could happen with a lot of families where a bunch of kids don't want to share with their brothers or sisters, and they could get it could be multiple Switch households.
You're a 2-Switch household?
At the moment we are. It could get to 3.
I think
my dog might need one.
I think under the new tax plan, that's going to work again.
Yeah, actually it will, yeah.
We're not talking about that.
Yeah.
So does that mean that there's going to be no more DSs, no more? I mean, it hasn't been a Game Boy in a while, but do you think that Nintendo is starting to converge?
Well, also one of the things that I heard recently is that they're going to try to possibly make a Wii Mini, which would be a different version of the Wii, but you can't. I don't think you can put it on your TV. So it is mainly a portable, or it's exclusively a portable, but you can still play your Switch games on it. That's what I've heard. It's a rumor. I have no idea. Unconfirmed, but like apparently
conspiracy theory.
Few people have said this, that they wouldn't be surprised if this comes out in the next couple of years. Yeah. So,
well, but you're right about how there is talk about how the Switch is trying to play both sides of the fence, and that they're phasing out the 3DS. From what we hear, they're going to stop production on it.
Well, they're going to
pivot to the Switch.
They're still making some games for the 3DS, but they've definitely stopped Pokemon, and if they stop Pokemon, then I feel like they're really, because that's the biggest
the juice, the lifeblood,
for sure.
Yeah,
that game sells so much, and and we all know that they're making a mainline Pokemon game for the Switch, and if they do that, there's really no reason for them to do it. And they said with the 3DS that they had completely maxed out what like Pokemon can do on it, so like they have to move on to something else in order to keep making it look fresh, because they've maxed out everything that they can do.
I think Nintendo's been a master in the last 3 generations of console cycles, trying to see where the trends are going, right? Sometimes they've been right on target, like with the Wii, and sometimes they've had major missteps, like with the Wii U. They've just gotten it completely wrong. But I think you're seeing sort of a renaissance for Nintendo. I think there's a bit of a resurgence.
The phoenix has risen from the ashes.
Exactly.
I've always loved Nintendo, but I would say that
they had a baller year.
Yeah,
for sure.
This year has been amazing. It looks like 2018 could be good as well if they keep putting out, because Bayonetta 1 and 2 are coming out in February, which was a huge announcement at the Game Awards for people because I bought a Wii U, but it was late in its life cycle, and I didn't get to play a lot of the games. So I did get Mario Kart for the Switch, because I didn't get Mario Kart for the Wii U, and I never played Bayonetta, but it's something I've been really excited to play.
I played Bayonetta 1 and 2. They're very good.
So,
I never actually.
Yeah, they're very good. They're very intense action games.
I'm just excited to actually play the games, and it's really cool that they're making a Bayonetta 3 exclusively for the Switch, because Bayonetta 1 came out on the PS3.
Yeah, but Bayonetta 2 was
exclusive to Wii U.
Yeah. I think that's Platinum Games.
Platinum Games.
Who's at like Nintendo and them, or that's
because I watched Thomas play Bayonetta 2 on the Wii U, and it was kind of mind-blowing to me because I'm so used to Nintendo being so kid-friendly that when I heard cursing and things like that in a Nintendo game, I was like, whoa, this is kind of crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think that they're smart to try and branch out. Like, they've got Skyrim out, Doom, LA Noire, Wolfenstein 2. Like they're really, the ports for the Switch are aimed at all ages. So maybe they're trying to, I mean, finally I think they've realized they need to broaden their appeal. I mean, they're always going to be games they can target for younger audiences, but the fact that they're releasing these ports, I think, is a very good idea to lure in all these older gamers. So.
I think if you see a Grand Theft Auto 5 port for the Switch,
we'll
know we're through the looking glass.
Seal the deal.
There's been rumors for that too.
But
I don't know. I'm just excited to see where it goes.
But with the Switch, what do we have confirmed for next year? Because I mean, I'm excited for it, but I feel like that. Maybe there's
been a lot of big first-party releases. Yeah, you got new Zelda, you got new Mario.
But I feel like that they've slammed on the gas, and could they be could the tank be empty for next year?
I think they're gonna have a smashing year in 2018.
I don't know. I think Smash is still a little ways away.
Well, definitely it's not gonna be out in 2018, but I think you're gonna see them start teasing the project out a little bit.
Well, they've been talking about January. Apparently, I think it was EA, of course. They fucked it up, and they accidentally talked about a January Nintendo Direct, and a lot of people are waiting to hear about that because another person leaked some information saying that we're getting gameplay for Metroid, and some people have been predicting that Metroid's going to come out in 2018. I don't know.
Yeah.
That would be
Has
amazing.
that been confirmed? Because I've seen a lot of people say it's out next year. Well, get ready for Metroid.
I think everybody who's saying it is just like, because I even saw someone saying confirmed games, and Metroid was one of them, but he backtracked a lot.
Oh, really?
After that.
Can I just say, you mentioned Nintendo Direct, I love that they've kind of skewed the rest of the game, conference schedule, and they just kind of do their own thing now. Nintendo Direct, we'll do one in December.
And they do it really concisely, where it's like they're going to have a 10-20 minute thing. They're going to talk about what they're going to talk about, and then it's done. And it usually leaves people excited, because PSX maybe didn't leave as many people as excited.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's the topic after the next one. So
okay.
Hold your horses.
I didn't want to jump into anything.
The pivot work. You need a little pivot work.
And you talk to Kelly and Conrad.
Right. But yeah, the Switch is looking great, and the PS4, I mean, I feel like you gotta admit it's dominating. So those are the facts of the matter, as the numbers say.
I think that the PS4 is definitely a great main console to have, and I think that a lot of people are also buying Switches as a secondary thing.
For sure,
certain games, but because I use my PS4 all the time, and I've been playing a lot of Switch games, but the PS4 is definitely still the main thing that I use.
Absolutely, and they're two different beasts, totally different things. So anyway, console wars, that got really heated. You're gonna see a lot of console battles.
The wars will rage on.
They'll rage on. That's intense. Anyway, so the Video Game Awards. So that was this past week, and we wanted to discuss that. But there was one particular moment that I think stood out for all of us and made it worth our while, was the Death Stranding reveal with Hideo Kojima, his new game with Sony, which is we'll have an entire episode on the past of Hideo Kojima with regards to modern Konami company philosophy, put it nicely. So anyway. So the trailer was really fucking cool. I thought it was out there, it felt original, it felt like this open world horror survival kind of game. Like, I mean, it's hard to predict what it's going to be.
Did you have any idea
so
what the fuck was going on?
No, I didn't.
I
Did
anybody
like the protect the baby? Here, you get the baby. I'm going to be taken by this invisible
was the
creature.
baby a one-up? We don't know.
Did you see Norman Reedus
Was
talk
it a
to
checkpoint?
Hideo? Like, did you see Norman Reedus talk to Hideo?
He said,
on the
He was just like, he was like, "You're a genius."
I gotta go
and
look
now,
online.
Now someone needs to explain to me what I just watched.
Right.
And I think that it looks
Yeah.
really cool, and I think that he has his style and everything. I'm just interested to see what the game actually is, because it looks very interesting, but it's like we don't know. We haven't seen any gameplay.
Yeah.
We don't know what it is.
That is
and
true.
That's kind of like, I mean, I think that he's going to make a great game, but it's like we don't know what we're about to get into, and I think that's kind of exciting.
I will say,
absolutely,
the fan in me says sold. Like, seriously, like right off the, like, I love Metal Gear. I grew up with it. I know he did too. Like, it's like, I mean, I love his games, and I know we haven't seen the gameplay. I know that it's vague, and I think it's supposed to be vague, but I'm on board. I want to check it out.
But I think also, like, there was the PT demo for Silent Hills, and that maybe you get a taste of what they're trying to do with the game. It could be completely different than what we saw in PT.
Yeah.
But if it's similar, or because that was able to just capture you, and it was terrifying, and it's amazing that people they took it off the website. You can't get it off PSN anymore.
Right,
Like,
exactly.
It's like if you have it, you're a lucky person.
It's sort of a bygone treasure.
Right. Yeah.
So to back up a bit, like, Kojima's had a bit of a fractured past with Konami, which is, I guess the major studio that he cut his teeth with, over the last 2 decades. But he was previously involved with a Silent Hill game a few years ago, and there was announcements that he was working or collaborating with Guillermo del Toro, the film director, and with Norman Reedus, who's obviously still involved with him on Death Stranding. But yeah, that game, that trailer, that demo, like, I'm a big Silent Hill fan. I know you are. I think you've maybe had some experience with.
I've had some experience.
He doesn't do horror games well.
It's not as much.
Games.
It's it's like I like happy things.
But that demo was groundbreaking in some very, very promising ways. But I know that I was just so upset to see that project get canned. I know you were as well. And it looks like he's sort of maybe repurposing some of the creepier aspects and some of the...
Because Guillermo del Toro is still in Death Stranding.
All three
everybody is still
They were like, fuck you, Konami.
It's just,
Konami
is out.
Doing our own thing.
I feel like they could have even said, fuck you, Konami, we're out. Like, it's like, they could have just been like, you didn't fire me, I fired you.
Exactly. But like I said, we should do a whole video on Konami.
Or are you talking about
it's going to be very right now. But with regards to Death Stranding, it looks killer, bizarre. Like I like how abstract and, in a sense, sort of like De Gaulle, very, it seems very surreal. It kind of got that David Lynchy feel, Silent Hill combo. Like, what's going on?
And I think Kojima's kind of been given free rein at this point to do what he wants, and that's very, very promising.
For sure. Yeah. So that was awesome, but there were obviously some big winners at the Video Game Awards, and I feel like this show is trying to be, or this event is trying to be the Oscars of video game, shows, and, it always, makes me question, video games are so subjective. I feel, movies, you're a third party experiencing it, but with video games, you're connected to it in a much deeper, nuanced way through gameplay, and if you like these game mechanics, but you don't like these, so the subjectivity is very high with games, and so, how do you call what the game of the year is, especially this year when there have been so many fucking good games, it's been ridiculous, it's non-stop. I feel like I have not been disappointed in any of them.
I think we all have a backlog of games that we want to play, and a lot of them were winners in the Game Awards. I didn't play Persona 5, and I didn't play Nier Automata, but I know you all did. But I know you played Breath of the Wild. You haven't played Breath of the Wild. I played Breath of the Wild to almost I almost killed it.
We won't disclose. We won't disclose the.
What was your clock at again?
It was just about 205 hours.
Yeah.
205 hours. I'm proud of it.
Yeah, I'm proud.
I got all the Korok seeds. Took me forever.
But there's
His mortgage bounced again.
There's an overabundance of riches. There's an overabundance of great titles that are out right now, and there, frankly, there's just not enough time to play them all and keep up with like the discussions that are happening.
For me with Game Awards, it's like yeah, that's a great winner, but I really like that about that game, and I really like that about that game, and I'm just like what could when you bring it's hard for me to decide.
When you bring up the Oscars too, it's kind of the same way as like when you love a movie and then it either doesn't even get nominated or then the movie of the year wins and you're like, that movie was dumb. It's like you have
Fellowship of the Ring to A Beautiful Mind.
But you compared it to the Oscars, which, and I'm not super familiar with it, but isn't the voting largely done by industry people? Like the public does not vote on the outcome of the Oscars.
That's true.
But it is split with the Game Awards where it's 51 people are on the team for Game Awards to vote for them.
That represent the editorial board.
And then the remainder is the
But then there's the
populace. Then they mix it with the public.
Like I know I cast my vote for a lot of the categories.
But the thing is, it's like, at least from my perspective, your favorite game, like Harrison was saying, might not win, and you could list a million reasons why you think it's better than the winner.
But my game did win.
My game won too.
Wait. Okay, never mind.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Is how it validates. It's like projecting. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
I'll say
the thing with me is there was not really a clear game of the year for me. So I guess that's why it confuses me.
When because I don't pay attention to reviews. I don't pay attention to a lot of that. And I enjoyed the Video Game Awards. My main thing when I was watching it was that I knew there were going to be a lot of announcements during it, and that's what got me excited, and I mainly watched for the announcements.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
what I watched for too.
For me, it was really exciting that the game that I really loved this year, Breath of the Wild, did win Game of the Year, but even if Mario had won or some other game, it wouldn't have destroyed my life. But it was just I know that's kind of debatable. But it was fun that the game that I enjoyed the most did win. But I know that that's not everybody's favorite game, and I know that a lot of you won because
I said that very facetiously.
I won. Yeah, I won too. But my win.
I was in the Kickstarter list.
Yeah, RPG of the Year won with Persona 5, and you really enjoyed that.
They didn't win Best Soundtrack.
Well, Nier did, and
Nier.
So
done, Square.
It's an honor just to be nominated.
Exactly.
It's an
exactly.
Yeah, right. You beat your pillow hard that night. So. It's funny, how award shows, they wind me up a little bit because I feel like a lot of it's politics. Who do you know? Hey, is your company gonna invest a lot in the show because okay, we'll show off your game.
I think this whole thing is in its infancy, though. I mean, this is the third year award show,
and so everybody has their game of the year list, which we will be doing a 2017 in review to totally make myself out to be a hypocrite. And we will be telling our favorite games of the year. So but it won't be. We won't be giving out awards to the developers.
Well, Harrison's working on a little sculpture.
I have some art for Zelda.
We'll see if that wins.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, so Video Games Awards are fun, and Death Stranding, that's gonna be awesome. I hope it's next year. But I have no idea. I feel like
I feel like surprised if it came out next year.
Yeah.
I would be,
I like this.
I also just think that the main thing to take away from Video Game Awards is it's something that kind of unifies gamers. It might not be exactly people might be doing some under the table dealings or whatever like that. I don't know, but it's really great that people can kind of come together and enjoy something.
Resident Evil 4 deserved it.
And I know that it's only been doing it for 3 years, and I've watched YouTubers especially talking about it this year and saying that the last 2 years were very disappointing, but this year it actually caught their attention, and they were like, it wasn't perfect, but you did a pretty good job.
Yeah. I think the reveals are important. Keep that going next year. Yeah. That'll draw me in. People who are flimsy about review stuff. But yeah,
that was definitely the highlight.
Yeah, for sure.
Reveals, the trailers,
yeah, exactly. And also another thing was From Software did a little 10-second teaser.
That was ridiculous.
And
that was amazing.
Yeah,
I'm so hyped for a game.
I saw 10 seconds.
Is it Bloodborne 2? Is it Dark Souls 4?
I think it's
or
something
a new
else.
IP, yeah.
Bloodborne 2 is my guess. And I would assume that's like a lot of people's guesses.
I really hope so.
The reason I don't think it's Bloodborne 2 is because, man, they pump those games out. Like, every year you get a Souls game of some sort. But this time we're having to wait without any reveal. So my theory is that it's a new IP. It's something new because they're starting something from scratch.
Did Bloodborne have the same director as Dark Souls?
Yeah, Miyazaki, who runs From Software now, is the head director. He did Demon Souls, Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 3, Bloodborne.
And how about maybe Dark Souls coming to the Switch?
Alright, let's move along.
That's
But there has been a rumor that maybe the first one, because they're doing remasters of the Dark Souls series, and they've said that possibly that the first one could be coming to the Switch, and that would be
They have not remastered.
I mean that would make
they've been talking about
what just to play Dark Souls on the toilet.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
For 60 hours.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It was a bad night the night before.
It's a war.
Yeah, it's a war for sure. So anyway, exciting stuff. So our last category within the realm of shows is PSX. And like I said in the last podcast, a big prominent element will be Square games, in particular the Final Fantasy VII Remake, which we calculated that the last time we got video of it was PSX 2015. Which now I think is 735 days ago. So
give or take an hour.
Give or take an hour.
We did the math.
Yeah, we did the math. Yeah, you can see the whiteboard.
So you don't have to.
So that's been a long time, and I felt like Square should have maybe given us something because it's the 30th anniversary. Yeah, they've been like I really appreciated the 12 remaster. I've enjoyed the 15 DLC, but there hasn't been like that thing they dangle in front of you that you really fucking want. And like
a carrot?
But
yeah.
But like from that new announcement about Tomb Raider,
that's a good point.
They're saying that there's a new Tomb Raider, but they're not
holding it back a little bit.
Holding it back, and maybe they're finally gonna start doing that. But it's
I think that's
it's frustrating because like you've already seen Remake, and you're like, just give me more Remake, and if they need to hold it back, they need to hold it back because like what you said in the last podcast, like a bad game in development is a bad game in development, but a bad game after a release or a bad game just in general is a bad game. And like I think that they are making Remake, and if they are going to do it, they need to make it as well as they possibly can. Because a lot of people get.
They need it, yeah. I mean, they have a lot riding on this. They have to nail it.
They have to.
And I think they've learned some difficult lessons with 15.
I think it's very important with how you referred to Tomb Raider and the note they released, because I feel like they wanted to show something off of PSX, but I think this is Square's new philosophy with how to market your game, which is what Nick was referring to, that 15's development cycle was frankly unacceptable. So I feel like they really need to get rid of this image, as we spoke about last time, and I think that Tomb Raider note was kind of a hint to them moving in the right direction as a company. So I do think it's important that they do it right, and that maybe they should hold off until they got it ready to go and they know that they're within a reasonable window to launch it. But yeah, it's conflicting to me because I want to see it so badly. It's obviously is my #1 most anticipated game right now, and they need to do it right. I will be patient. I will do my best. I will stay quiet for a little bit.
Again,
yeah.
It's just one of those things where it's Square. You got to be patient with them. You know that they are going to release the game, but you just got to give them time. It's not Call of Duty.
They gotta do it right.
It's not Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Well, I think
every year.
Square is one of those studios that up to, I would say fairly recently, has been regarded as like one of the top tier AAA, like best in class game developers. Like every game they release comes, you know, critically acclaimed, bestseller. You know, they do tremendously well. And, you know, they've been burned a little bit, I think, with mixed reviews on some of their latest releases. So now they're kind of refactoring some things, and they're, you know, maybe investing some more time in the development cycles. And
so I have to push back a little bit on that.
It's grating, but I think overall it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Probably for gamers.
I have to push back a little bit on that because I do think that Nier and Final Fantasy 15 were critically well received and sold a shit ton.
Yeah.
So I do think that the doubters out there are kind of eating it a little bit because they thought 15 would fail. It has been a huge financial success. It's almost sold 7 million copies by now. And it means the brand is still alive. Yes, do I have problems with the game? Of course I do. But I do think that Square is in good shape, but they need to get their status back from, you know, probably about 10, 15 years ago now.
I just think that Nier was a very interesting game because I don't like. Did you know about Nier prior to Nier release?
Not really.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, like a little bit,
yeah.
though. But I think that's like the cool thing is that like it kind of came out of nowhere, and it was. I mean, I didn't play it, but everybody that I've talked to that has played it really loved it.
It was a cult hit.
And so and I think that it's one of those. It's a sleeper hit that some people like might never play, but it's such a great game. And I think that they obviously made a great game, and I played the demo, and I thought the demo was amazing, because I thought the demo was a great combination of like current kind of gameplay, but they also brought back side-scrolling, like a little bit. Like there was overhead, but there was side-scrolling somewhat, and like they did that kind of in Final Fantasy 15 when you did the It was that the temple that I did. That,
Piteos?
The Piteos.
Piteos.
And Piteos was amazing.
And they went to the 2D, kind of like Mario style.
Piteos was it was completely like normal Final Fantasy 15, but there were certain areas where it was like a side scroller and you were jumping from like thing to thing and you only had a fixed camera angle on one area, and I thought that was really interesting. And just the time that went into Piteos was like pretty phenomenal. So
for sure,
just for something that a lot of people aren't even gonna know about,
or
how to even get to, because it's like off the map.
Yeah, no, that was.
You have to like get.
What's post game?
That was one. That was
one
of the best things about 15 was the dungeons, and it's like hidden. You would like stumble upon a big ass dungeon in the middle of nowhere.
Well, a lot of the time they would
really
lead you to the dungeon, but like if you were just running around the map, you would never find that little cave opening.
That would be right there.
So you relied on the game to tell you this is where you go.
Yeah.
And that was very like satisfying, because there were certain dungeons where it's just like, I had no idea that was there.
Yeah. That was one of the cooler elements. But I did like one thing with 7 Remake versus 15 is 7 Remake is a Business Division 1. Business Division 2 at Square is Final Fantasy 15 Tabata's team. And that was really Tabata's first stab at a Final Fantasy game. But meanwhile, at Division 1, which hasn't made a game since 13, has been working on the 7 Remake. So, and that's Kitase, Nomura, kind of the people, you know, Kitase directed 6, 7, 8, 10.
It's their A team.
It's the A team. So that elevates it a little higher, because I feel like, you know, Tabata's younger, they probably are grooming him to be a future director, and not a bad stab for his first game. I feel like
no pressure,
right? But yeah,
just took some years off his life.
Yeah,
you know, hey,
it's only the project that's gonna make or break.
God. But 735 days.
It's a long time to go without any new morsels.
And like PS, like I was counting on it. Like I'm so.
I think a lot of people were. I think a lot of people, because I think that they even said at one point, like Square said, well, we have more big announcements before the end of the year, and so a lot of people were counting on PSX to be that show where Square was like, all right, you all been waiting. We didn't show anything at E3. We didn't show anything here, like Tokyo Game Show or whatever, and then they were like, and so I think
every time I'm like, here it is. Oh, just because they're not on the list, they're gonna be there. They're gonna surprise us. So I would always justify it to myself that this could be it. This could be it. But it probably will be one of those reveal events that they did for 15 when they show 7 off. So, man.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
I mean, for real, it could be another E3.
Please.
It could be some other like
it's very.
It could be what you're saying, but it could be like who knows when it's actually going to come out.
Yeah.
Or like when they're going to even like give us more, and it's like. Hopefully they do give us more soon, but we'll just have to wait.
I think you're looking at 2019.
2019. I would think that 2019 makes sense.
Okay,
Kingdom Hearts is next year.
We went from PSX, so we're talking a lot about Square, but like, did they not say something about the PS5 release?
No,
I haven't heard anything concrete.
Okay,
I thought about that.
Okay, I thought I heard something that was saying about like 19 or 20.
Really? Okay.
Is when it was projected to come out, and. That's kind of like, I mean,
suspicious.
So does that mean like?
I think they might be trying to maybe tether those things together.
Exactly.
And it wouldn't surprise me.
You think Square was like, hold on, let's.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me if like Final Fantasy VII Part 1 is PlayStation 5 exclusive. To move systems, and it would move a shit ton of systems.
The only
it would sell systems, and it would sell a shit ton on PS4.
It would.
It is a win-win.
They have to do something on PS4 because they've already announced that it is like first gonna appear on PS4. So I feel like they have to have the first one on PS4, and if it's split with PS5, it is like we talked about last time with. Twilight Princess
announced Breath of the
Wild. Same type of thing. It's like
it's different with the Wii because they got their own Zelda game. The Wii U didn't.
No.
Yeah.
That was like the thing that infuriated me.
Yeah.
I bought the Wii U because there was Zelda Wii U that was coming out, and then it was like, oh, I bought this whole system and. I played like 3 games on the thing, and it's like, and I didn't get the one because
we still love you, Nintendo.
I like how they give you Mario Maker.
No, I love
make your own fucking game.
Make your own game.
I love Nintendo.
Stop complaining.
But it's like it's just
he loves Reggie. He's always wanted to hang out with Reggie.
Reggie and I are close. No, Reggie's an interesting cat.
Dude, they need to send us review copies in the future.
Oh, for sure.
No, we love Reggie.
Yeah,
Reggie.
Yeah, he's an interesting.
Our bodies are ready.
Our bodies are ready.
Yeah, that would be fun.
He eats children, right?
What?
Okay, so PSX, disappointing from the FF7 remake perspective, but hey, 2018 is around the corner, and I feel like that shit is on a roll. It's been a great year for RPGs, and just like games in general have been great, and it's going to be hard for 2018 to top it. And I hope it does, but we know that with all the stuff on the forecast, there's a lot to be excited about. So, anyway, I feel like that wraps it up. Do y'all have anything to
Well, I think that people should
plug your art again?
No. I think that if anybody needs to say anything, they should comment down below and tell us what they think. If they completely disagree, we want to hear that.
Yeah.
If
give us ideas.
If you think we're right on, then hey, you're a pretty cool guy.
Digital high five.
But yeah, you should like and subscribe because we're cool. And
tell us what you want us to talk about.
Yeah, that too. Come on.
Yeah, because we like talking about video games, and even if we don't know everything, we can still lie to you
for sure. So coming up. We've got our 2017 year in review video. You'll see all of us. And I've got a video coming out this week about linearity versus open world in RPGs and what elements of both should mix to make the optimal narrative-driven gameplay experience. So,
what's the secret sauce?
What is the secret sauce? That's right. Well, thanks guys. See you all again.
See you next week.
Bye. See ya. Woo! All right, cool.
I'll be my trailer.
You're fired.
What did I do?
That's it.